Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of BadCatz Sports Podcast with my brother from another mother, Mr. Sporting, okay? Social Worker of the Year, Father of the Year, and all around good time, my man, James Hilario in the building. What's going on, brother? What's going on? Nice to see you.
It's been a couple weeks. I got to shake the rust off now.
Well, it's been 1 week, and we missed you. Believe me when I tell you that. There are not many men that I would spend the detail. You saw the detail, like you'd be like, when I'm scared, I'm best. You know what I mean? So you saw that detail on that little sheet, right? I said I cannot let my man Jimmy down again.
When the directions start with turn lights on,
yeah,
you're not missing anything.
That's right, because you want to know why?
5 paces to the left.
I'm from Fall River, and the fucking piano is going to fall on my head as soon as possible. Okay, everything Murphy's Law, everything that can't go wrong, my man will go wrong. So that's what we're doing.
That's
here.
why, I've been cursed.
Yeah.
Minus stuff, but cursed nonetheless. Like everything that can go wrong has gone wrong. Yeah. Just from like flat tires and cars breaking down.
But
sideswiped by a school bus.
We'll get into this as much as you want to. We can leave it alone on this, but a big night for you last night, right? Personally,
yes.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. Yep.
You want to expound upon that at all? I'll get into too much detail.
I'm okay with discussing it. God knows I've done it a lot over the last, You were a victim of
a violent crime at that place.
Yes.
A long time ago. You're fighting for your life.
Yes.
I know that many of your friends and fans and Facebook, one of the most overwhelming views of support that I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was nuts. I wasn't expecting that.
And the fundraiser that you had. You're a well-liked guy.
Yes and no.
Well, I don't know. I think you're a good guy, and you're surely a good dad. So you had to bring your kids back to the place of that horrific stabbing and walk in the door with them as a responsible father, and do that, and not let them feel the fear that you. Yeah, so were going there.
They don't know anything. Even my oldest, Cameron, who's 12, doesn't know anything about it.
That's
now,
good. Yeah.
They see the scars because, like, on my chest, I got the upside down Riddler question mark, all that stuff zipped up here or there. So they ask, like, where'd you get the scars from? I keep saying, I'm going to tell you when you're older, tell you when you're older.
Sure.
But I know if I tell my 12-year-old, and he's going to tell the 7-year-old, and then down the line. So I just keep saying.
And the dad's their superhero, certainly. So that's it. So big day for you. You feel good walking out of there?
It was without a doubt. And there was a few familiar faces that I was going to see there. Yeah. So that made it easier, just having like someone to kind of talk to, which they didn't even really kind of know what was going on, anything like that. It's not like I announced it to the world. Yeah. But yeah, leaving there today, definitely came home, did a shot of 1920 right when I walked in the door, just to kind of decompress, just to kind of get that down.
No, absolutely. Are you kidding me? That's looking your fears right in the face. And I knew you were concerned about it. I knew you were concerned about it. Let me just work this thing a little bit.
It wasn't necessarily, I wouldn't say fear, right? Yeah. I wasn't like afraid to do it, but it's just that it definitely can open up a lot of, a bottle that's been closed for a very long time. Oh yeah. I wouldn't say fear is the right word. I've never been afraid to go back there because I kind of knew, that this day was coming. But Cameron stopped playing soccer and started playing Pop Warner football, out by his mom. So, that kind of delayed this process a little bit. There's definitely been a few birthday parties that have been over there where I'm just like, no, I'm not going to go there, ruin the kids' birthday parties while I have my PTSD and start throwing little kids around that. But,
it was a hurdle and an obstacle.
Yeah, driving there was definitely like, and not to mention, I was like, what made it kind of worse too was that I was like running late, and then my wife forgot something with the kid she works with, so I had to go back to the house to get that. The kid forgot his soccer ball, so now where is this soccer ball? It's outside, it's flat. So what I do is I go inside, I get the pump, I'll pump it when I'm there. I look for the pump, put the soccer ball down, take off out of the house, and I got just the pump.
No ball.
Left the soccer ball.
Oh, yeah.
Left the soccer ball. So, I mean, just to give you where my head was at, even driving there, I was already kind of like, going a little crazy myself there on top of everything else that was going on.
Yeah.
And so it just kind of added to a little bit of that.
As someone who considers you a friend and a new friend, we had a chance to talk intimately about that in the days leading up to it. And you handle it like a stud, as I knew that you would. And for that, you are to be commended for sure. And let's not forget, Portugal also lost, too.
Yeah, that sucked. Yeah, that sucked.
What is going on? Listen.
So in Portugal, I should have brought a white flag.
If you got a problem with us talking soccer here, okay, put WEI on or put 98.5 on.
No, 98.5 does a revolution over there
with those lily white jerk offs, okay, who rub their fucking snobby park your fucking car in Harvard Yard noses. But where I'm from, in Fall River, New Bedford, Taunton, Providence, it's a big deal. You think?
One thing we're missing today, though, is the
comments.
Yes. I do appreciate that.
Okay, well, we got to.
I'll see if I can get it on my phone without ruining the sound.
There you go. Maybe our guy can dig around and do it. But listen, I tried to warn Riley. That I didn't like the tie in Ireland. It's no big deal. Okay, well now you got a gun to your head. Now you got to win, and you don't get
No. The tie in Ireland meant nothing. You just couldn't lose in Ireland.
Okay,
you couldn't lose in Ireland. Tie in Ireland didn't mean nothing.
If they would have won Ireland,
they could have beat Ireland 10-0, and nothing would have changed today. Nothing. Now the goal in Serbia that they didn't have VAR for the game, that screwed us.
Sure,
because Ronaldo scored a goal in the last minute of the game. And that would have gave him a win.
An aggregate, and you guys would have been qualified.
Even if we had lost.
Technology in Serbia not quite up to date, huh?
It's FIFA though, right?
Yeah.
It's FIFA, so they should be or UEFA. I'm not sure who's in charge of the
Serbia is where the Joker's brothers are from. Right?
Oh, is that? Yeah, that was a mess the other day too.
It's a place where time has forgot because of the genocide that took place there. That was, do you remember the war that the United States fought over there? There was active military people going there and fighting to stop the genocide between the Croatians and the Serbs.
So what in that movie Road Trip, where do they go? It's not Serbia. Do you know that, Nick?
Serbia, Montenegro, Croatia.
It's not Road Trip. I'm sorry, not Road Trip. Euro Trip.
I don't know.
You know the movie?
I don't know.
No.
Well, let me tell you something.
They go to all they have is a nickel left, and what are we gonna do? And then they're next thing you know, they're at the fancy hotel getting their nails done. Yeah, all on an American nickel.
Amsterdam. Where they stopped there with the nickel, though, I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you something now. Sure, the place was devastated from the war. They're just starting to get their economy back. You have a lot of these break-off Russian republics who have military type
bases there,
governments where everything is upside down. You can't tell some of the criminal. And it's a very, very dangerous.
Oh yeah, that's not a place I want to go on vacation.
Watch a Hulu documentary on the Bad Blue Boys. They represent Serbia's #1 soccer team, and you know what they're famous for?
What do you got?
They broke into practice and made the coaches and the players strip down because they weren't worthy of wearing any of their colors and everything.
So that's something that kind of happened in Portugal too with Sporting.
Yeah. Kind of, but this one was at a 10 level where Sporting was at like a 5.
Well,
I'm all familiar with Sporting, but these guys went in.
I still say that was an inside job.
And these guys are ex-paramilitary. They weren't playing around, so anyway, but so can you explain to us? Riley did a good job yesterday. There were three quadrants.
So right? I had to learn this. I didn't know they switched it up. Yeah. I didn't know they switched it up. So basically, what they're doing is breaking it into 3 different groups of 4.
Yeah,
and each group will have like a seeded team.
Yeah,
and they'll play in a semifinal.
Yeah,
each team will have each group will have a semifinal and then a final.
Yeah.
And the winners of the 3 group semifinal finals will qualify. So there's 3 teams that are going to come out of this.
Sure.
So I know Portugal. Portugal can't play Italy in a semifinal. They will play a semifinal at home, and they have the opportunity to play a final at home.
Okay.
But they will play at home in the semi. I think either of Turkey, Poland, North Macedonia, which I don't know of a South Macedonia.
Around
Ukraine, Austria, and the Czech Republic.
Okay, against one of them. That would be a great podcast at Mesa.
That would be.
So
they're not being played till March.
Okay.
The draw is Black Friday.
Okay.
And they're not playing so to find out who's going to be where.
Yeah.
And then the games are being played.
So I'm assuming
I think the 14th and the 26th of March.
Portugal and Italy are the two highest teams that have yet to qualify.
Yes, and I think Poland might be the third one.
You would think UEFA would really, really, really want
so
Cristiano Ronaldo.
I
mean, you would really fucking think they'd spend the technology to get a fucking camera there, man.
Basically, what I was saying to my friend yesterday, Craig Tavares, I was basically like, you know that they want Ronaldo in this thing. So they got to rig like FIFA's so corrupt. Can the corruption work for us one time here? Can it work for us one time? You know they want Ronaldo in there.
What are we doing in Qatar? Oh,
that's a mess.
What are we doing in Qatar?
They actually moved the World Cup to December because you can't play soccer there in 100,000 degrees in July.
They're making fake clouds.
What do we do? Are they really making fake clouds?
They're trying to make fake clouds so that they could put them over the top of the stadium so that they could retract them and track them for the games so that people would be shaded and they wouldn't have to be in 100.
They have so much money over there that's the shit that they're like trying to do.
Yeah, but let me ask you a question.
But they're using like slave labor to get these people to build the stadiums. Someone dies a day. I don't know. Don't quote me on that.
I saw the documentary. They're living in transportation crates.
And when they promised them,
they have to pump put holes in them just so they don't suffocate.
Yeah, and they promised these people that will go to work there. They gave them, and they said, "Oh, you'll be able to send money to your family. This is where you'll be staying."
Indians, Pakistanis.
I'm amazed that they haven't stripped this.
Yeah,
especially with everything going on right now in the world and the people suffering and all that stuff. Like, wow, I can't believe they're going to let them do that.
Are they going to be able to keep the radical Muslim element in check during the World Club? Because, and I don't want to discriminate against anybody. I know Qatar will do their best.
But that's the reality of it.
You know what I mean? This is an away game.
So I don't
literally and figuratively because U.S. Special Forces will be with that soccer team. You know what I mean?
I don't know. As far as I don't know much about Qatar.
Yeah.
Right. If anything at all, besides that,
it's where they go to play, right?
So I'm guessing. I'm guessing that they do. They're not as radicalized, I don't think, as other countries, because that would have been a stopping block in them getting the World Cup to begin with. So I'm guessing nobody wants this to go more smoothly than Qatar, right?
Sure.
And they got money on top of money on top of money to make this happen.
Yeah.
So my guess is that they will spend the necessary. I mean, if they're making clouds and whatever, they will spend the necessary money.
Saudi Arabia was also one of the wealthiest countries in the world, right? If not the wealthiest.
Yeah, but they'll never have a World Cup in Saudi Arabia.
No. And it was the most of the 9/11 attackers were of Saudi Arabian origin too. So I mean, and listen, Jews got slaughtered in Berlin and Munich. Okay.
Anything's possible.
Taking hostage, we got to be.
Where was the Olympic athletes? Where was it? That was Berlin, right?
That was Munich.
Munich,
where they did that. 72, I believe, or 76. 72. 76 was Montreal. It was a great Olympic. Sugar Ray Leonard and the boys took care of business there. But so and listen, here's another thing too. Qatar hasn't. No Middle Eastern country has done anything on this type of caliber yet. There's been some big time horse races over there, right?
So
they had some small UFC things, but this is the greatest show in the world.
So my guess,
this is bigger than a Super Bowl. I mean, just think how big the Super Bowl is to us and how big it is worldwide. This dwarfs. Reality is this dwarfs the Super Bowl worldwide. This is it. This is probably bigger than the Olympics. Probably.
Oh, no, I would say it is.
What?
I would say it's bigger than the Olympics.
You know what I mean?
I would think so.
With countries and people that are passionate. These aren't fans. These aren't
normal. These aren't normal people.
These aren't fans that are gonna pack a lunch and these fans are gonna start drinking and partying and fighting days before.
That's another thing about down there too. What's that party scene going to look like?
I don't know what
I don't know.
People are going to get locked up. I mean, what type of
I wouldn't. I don't think you want to get locked up in Qatar. I don't think that's that's not high on my list. I'd rather get locked up in New Bedford. I don't know. I don't want to get locked up in Qatar. I don't want that happening.
I wouldn't want to get locked up in Qatar either. That's hilarious.
What I was saying before, right? You got like a computer hacker, right? Your best hackers versus our best people trying to keep the hackers out.
Yeah.
Because every terrorist in the world is probably like, hey, it's in Qatar. We want in there to cause some havoc, and then they're going to do their best to keep them out. So I guess we'll find out where that lies.
Yeah, if the FBI smartens up and the CIA smartens up and the Secret Service smartens up and let people who fail marijuana drug tests, who are the top hackers in the world, allow them to protect our country and don't use that as a black spot. You know why we were running out of what's his face, right? The necessary amount of computer, like people to stop hackers and everything, because none of them could pass a drug test. I swear to God.
Yeah, no kidding. Because they're eating Cool Ranch Doritos and Mountain Dew Code Red.
Oh, they're making big money in Silicon Valley, partying like crazy.
That's this guy. That's his whole childhood. Hey, how many different? Yeah, exactly. How many different types of flavors of Mountain Dew have you had?
Oh my God.
That's crazy.
Oh my God.
That's funny. That's funny. So, like I said. Don't get locked up in Qatar.
Yeah, don't do that.
Okay,
don't do that.
Don't do that. The English hooligans will be wreaking havoc. The Russian hooligans will be wreaking havoc.
Oh, Russia's part of the second seed.
I know. I saw that.
They might not get in.
The German hooligans. I'm not sure if you're aware of this or not, but there are people from the Nazi Party, or the party that once was formerly the Nazi Party, that are getting elected in Germany today.
Unfortunately, there'll be Serbian hooligans there.
There'll be Serbian hooligans there. There'll be Croatian hooligans there. This is going to be unlike anything else. Put it this way. The most civilized, law-abiding countries couldn't handle the hooligan element.
I thought the USA in 94... I was young. I was 13, but I thought they did a really good job. I didn't see anything, but I wasn't at the... England didn't make that one.
Yeah. So
England didn't make that one.
And they're the ones that everybody wants to be.
Of course, yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's gonna be interesting. But Portugal has to get in, man. Hey, and I'm excited about this USA team, man. I'm excited about that. Age 23, average age of 23, athletes, guys playing all over the world now. My boy Pulisic comes in the 60-minute against Mexico to beat them for the third straight time.
Well, that's part of the knock on the USA team, is that a lot of these guys are branching off and not necessarily playing together in the same leagues, right? So they're not playing against the same leagues, but you also want the better competition. So it's a catch-22.
You want them playing. You want them playing. You want them playing in the best leagues they can.
Just going back to the Ronaldo thing. Yeah. He's 36. This is it.
Maybe not.
This is his last World. Did he say it was his last World Cup? I think and Pepe too on top of that, but no one cares about Pepe.
What's up with this coach, man? Is it too late to fire him?
That's what I was saying. I want. So in Portugal, when the fans want the coach out, they bring white handkerchiefs and they start waving them. So I should have brought a white handkerchief, because there's not one person, in my circle that I've talked to that is okay. And now he's responsible for the biggest accomplishment in Portuguese soccer history, which is winning the Euros in 2016.
Sure. Yeah.
And now if he doesn't make this World Cup, it's probably the biggest disappointment. He would be responsible for the biggest accomplishment and the biggest failure.
And I bet you a lot of ex-coaches would say that's the life of a coach.
And but not to be responsible of the biggest one and the worst one. That's tough. But there's got to be coaches out there chomping at the bit to take this team's talent hand over. Yeah. Top 5 team talent-wise in the world.
And a lot of young talent.
Right.
Yes. And a lot of and even more
that are just getting better and better.
And even some that we haven't seen.
Riley likes to talk about maybe Ronaldo's holding it back.
It's been talked about at times, even I thought that myself, because a lot of times, what it's like, right? The Randy ratio, got to get Randy the ball. Remember Randy Moss? You got to get Randy the ball. So a lot of these young kids, especially sometimes, they're like, where's Ronaldo? Instead of just playing fluently. At times, I would say
yes. on them though?
1,000%. Yeah, 1,000%. Yeah. And the other part is, though, without Ronaldo in this qualifying thing, okay, because he is just in the biggest moments.
Yeah.
He scored all the goals against Ireland when they were tied 1-1 at home. He rose up 40 feet in the air to head the ball in.
Be very, very careful.
Yeah, so I don't buy into that.
Be very,
I've
very
dabbled
careful what you wish for, Portuguese soccer fans, okay? Because when it gets down to the nitty-gritty and that clock is going tick, tick, tick in extra time, you got the most explosive weapon in all of football there who can change your fortunes just like that. Ronaldo, you need that presence. You need that ability, that guy that's going to get a goal against all odds.
He'll be ready to go.
I think it's foolish to be dismissive and saying that he's holding the team back.
Yeah, no.
But my man Riley is a serious soccer. I mean, this kid eats it, sleeps it, breathes it. I mean, and coming from a young point of view, he's a young buck. He's, listen, one thing we all know about sports is eventually the young will overthrow the old, right? You know what I mean? Tom, very few people can hang around as long as Messi and Ronaldo.
Everybody's on borrowed time.
Everybody's on borrowed time. So that's going to happen. But let's not rush it, okay? Let's we need as many bullets in the gun. That'd be devastating to me. Now let me ask you a question. When the United States plays Portugal in the World Cup, who do you root for? Because I took a last shot. I root for Portugal.
I do too.
Absolutely.
I
root for Portugal.
It's not even without a hesitation too.
Yeah, and you got these jerk-offs who come to, well, you're a traitor. Well, you go against your country, give my Donald Trump flag and my fucking blah, 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 blah. I'm like, no, cuz, it ain't about that. My people, where I'm from, this is so important to them. My best friends, my neighbors, my classmates, okay? It's so important to them. As well as America is playing now, it's here. The national pride of Portugal, in the city of Forever and New Bedford and surrounding Portuguese communities, whether they may be in San Jose or Newark or Trenton or San Diego, wherever. I mean, it's crazy off the charts.
And USA's gotten the better of them in those two matchups. Yeah, they won 3-2 and then tied 2-2, I think.
So where I'm from, it's Portuguese for my people. And I want to see them cars driving down Main Street and Bedford Street and Pleasant Street with the horns and the flags. I know I'm home. And the good part of home when I see that. So I got no problem. I got no problem not wrapping myself on an American flag and acting like Captain America and doing it. Now, will I root my ass off for the United States soccer team? Absolutely. I watch every single qualifying match that they have. Right in that lazy boy right there that fits like half of me. Okay? I watch it. I love it. Buy soccer. Soccer is coming. This country is not getting any more white. It's getting brown, okay? And the brown people coming into this country now love soccer, okay? Believe me, it's coming. It's just a matter of time, Do you watch the MLS at all? No. It's like,
I dabble.
It's kind of like watching the Paw Sox.
So I watched the league has gotten better. There's no doubt about it. But I went to every single home game the Revolution had the first 2 years they were in existence. But it's hard to watch. The talent level just isn't there. And it's gotten a lot better. And one thing I will give it.
There are environments that are crazy.
Yes, and that's what I was going to say. The one thing, even in Columbus.
Seattle and Oregon, right?
But in
crazy.
Portland,
Portland,
I think Columbus has a good one. Cincinnati, I think. There's one in Austin, Texas.
Kansas City they're always rowdy for everything.
The environments have gotten better. I'd love to see something like that with the Revolution, a soccer-only stadium where they 10, 15,000 people and the environment would get better. I think it would just make it that much more. That would get somebody like me to buy in a little bit more.
Sure. They need a soccer-only stadium. I know what they should put it? At Weaver's Cove in Fall River. The Kraft family, listen up. Listen up. Weaver's Cove, Fall River, right on the water, a little bit of contamination, but nothing your money can't handle, okay? Build a soccer-only stadium down there. You'll be right in the heart of soccer country. You'll be right on the water. Can't miss. Buy the line cheap. Hey, listen, we'll give it to you. Well, if I was the man, eminent domain, there you go.
You got some pull in that. You got some pull there, right? You can talk to a few people.
I might have a little bit of pull with the crowd. I probably got. Hold on.
Oh no, I'm talking. But you said you'll give it to him. I'm saying the Fall River aspect.
I'm out of the political favor, but I do have a little pull with the crowd family. Maybe a little bit. My brother, a lot more. I mean, who knows? But I'm telling you something right now. Build that soccer-only stadium. The one reason why I think that they may not do it is because they're so centered on
Patriot place.
Patriot place and that experience. But just 40 minutes down the road, cheap land on the water, land that nobody wants, land that is problematic for 90% of the people that come in. You kidding me? People be waiting in line to sign your permits. So we're talking about an economic recovery or an economic
that would be
boom.
awesome. Yeah, I'd be into that.
And how about the Paw Sox going to Worcester? We'll see if we can be on the right end of that. What a crazy, crazy week in the National Football League. Upsets, offensive explosion, disappearing acts, Aaron Rodgers crying, Tom Brady pissed off, the Cowboys bounce back, and the New England Patriots, that's right, I said it, the New England Patriots are one of, with the difference to Tennessee, one of the hottest teams in all of the NFL, okay? And I'm telling you something right now, and I've been telling you for 4 weeks. And he can bust my balls about Brady, and yes, I watched Tampa Bay first, okay? But this is coming, and it's probably another reason why I listen to me. I'm telling you right now, they have the most balanced team in all of football. They play complementary football. This smells a lot like and looks a lot like Tom Brady, okay, first couple of years here.
Yeah, very similar.
Very, very similar to me. You got a physical defense. We lead the league in interceptions, okay? We're pounding people. We're getting to Russia. The Cleveland Browns had just come off beating Cincinnati, okay?
Demolishing
Cincinnati, who was everybody was in love with Cincinnati. And to hammer them 45-7 like we did, I mean, convert on 9 of 10 of third downs. I mean, turnovers, this is crazy.
I'm still waiting for it.
What, wait for me to give it up to Belichick? Oh, yeah. I mean, I thought I just did. But
you haven't specifically said the best coach in football.
I said balanced. Yeah. I said the most balanced. Complimentary football.
If Bill Belichick is not the coach of this football team, we are nowhere near where we are right now. We're a 2-7, 2-8 football team.
All right, so let me ask you a question then. How come and I'm not disputing that. But to do what we got to do here and create a little bit of conflict when it's natural, because this is definitely okay. Why are the pundits on ESPN and the NFL Network talking more about Josh McDaniels than they are about Bill Belichick?
I think McDaniels definitely one thing I think we can all agree on is that Belichick has let other people around him do more, especially lately, right? So
his son Steven's coaching the defensive backs.
So we can argue.
How much does he really let him do though? I think he lets McDaniel do more than anybody.
So that's something that bothers me when things are going bad. Yeah. Belichick does it all, but when things are going good, sometimes a lot of people don't want to give him that love. Like the GM hate, all right? Oh, he's a terrible GM, great coach.
Yeah.
Well, who's saying that now? Right?
This draft was worthy of
last two
were successes.
Yeah, and
he was in a drought for a while.
Sure, and I think ultimately, anybody that's doing 20 drafts are going to go through that.
What people don't understand is you're dealing with human beings. Most of the people in the draft are from fucked up places, have fucked up families. Okay, my brother said this a long time ago. Okay, that an NFL locker room looks a lot more like a prison quad than a college quad.
I would agree with that.
What?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, is it more representative of Johnny Joe All-American with his Argyle sweater?
Yeah, in the quad playing Frisbee or with the hacky sacks?
Or is it Michael Irvin or Jalen Ramsey, in his dreads, you know what I mean? Like wilding out to some Chief Keef, and then you get the hillbilly Southern boys that are listening to their Hank Williams Jr. Senior.
I can't get the picture of a guy with like a bandana with a tie-dye shirt, some jorts, and just playing hacky sack in the quad.
Yeah, maybe I don't know. Maybe there might be a few of them. But so I mean, you're gambling on. Is their talent going to be good enough? Are they going to be able to handle the money? Are they going to be able to survive success? Will they take coaching when they used to be in the man? How are they going to respond to certain structure? How are they going to respond to the dynamic of the locker room when they are no longer the man? They have to work their way again to get to that status. How are they going to handle family issues, baby mama drama, baby mama kid drama, mistress drama,
police drama,
the boys in the hood or the bad element that they feel compelled to bring around and hang around. There's a whole lot of it.
One interesting thing that I read about Belichick when it comes to drafting players is that he is really high on kids that were really recruited coming out of high school. And he thinks that, maybe when they got to college, they weren't coached correctly. But,
really?
but the talent is there.
Really?
Right? So a guy like Matt Castle.
Yeah.
Did he play? He didn't have a single snap in college or very few, right?
All-American coming out
of high school, really touted. He thinks, you know what? He just didn't get coached up the right way.
Sure.
I can do it with this.
Or goes to the wrong system.
Exactly.
Because let's face it, some kids don't go to the right places.
And exactly. So the guys like Van Noy, who I believe is a second-round pick, right?
Yeah.
He took a shot on Mingo there, who was like a top 5 pick. And he wasn't great here, but, he thinks like, okay, and I think the NFL is like this a lot. You go to the wrong system and you don't perform there, automatically he's a bust.
Yeah.
And Belichick says, "No, come here, cheap dollars. We'll make you what you are supposed to be."
Steve Kerr said this, and it goes for all the sports. He goes, "Listen, well, it's the NBA, the NFL, the NHL. There's 15 guys. They're going to do what they want, where they want, no matter what they got on. Right? And then there's another 15%. That's 15 guys who do that. Then there's 15 to 20%. That depending on the situation that they're in, you know what I mean, and how they're used, they could potentially be they could be all-stars, or they could be big contributors, or they could be busts.
Sure.
And then there's the other thing we said that is just looking for a niche on a certain team that if they can find it, they'll perform it and they'll have an okay career in the NBA. But there's 15 guys that don't need the system.
They're above it.
That are above it. That their talent grade takes them above it.
Yep.
Certainly. And I thought that was pretty prophetic and when he said that to me. So, but yeah, I mean, hats off to Josh McDaniel. Bill Belichick has got this defense. They're doing big things. Okay. We know the quarterback was the right guy to go for. I mean, if he's not rookie of the year, I don't know what.
Well, I mean, Jamar Chase has had a really good start to the season too.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the way Mac Jones is progressing, it's a quarterback league.
It's a quarterback league, and I believe 8 out of the last 9 have been quarterbacks.
If we're redrafting, I wanted to text you this before, and I totally spaced it out to talk about on the show today about, if we're redrafting the quarterbacks, right?
Mac Jones goes number 1 without question.
I still think Lawrence probably goes 1.
Really?
I still think he goes 1.
Is he?
Yeah. And if we're redrafting right now, right? Carolina takes a quarterback. Denver takes a quarterback. Atlanta, right?
Yeah.
Right? Atlanta takes a quarterback. Were they 3 or 4? Atlanta was 4, right?
Yes.
So they take a quarterback. Like, you're not even at 15. If they redraft now, you're not sniffing any of those guys. You might get Zach Wilson at 15.
And I like him.
I am a firm believer that if I always use this example because Rick Myra coming out of Notre Dame was the number 2 pick after Bledsoe.
Yeah.
Had Rick Myra been drafted with the Patriots, now I'm not saying he would have been all-pro, Pro Bowler.
Sure.
He would have been a hell of a lot better than his career turned out about. I think it's all about, it starts and ends with the system, culture of your football team.
Yeah. And if Drew Bledsoe would have been drafted by anywhere with the Patriots.
I don't know who the Seahawks coach was at the time that was at the helm there, but,
So you got a few problems with Tom Brady. I think it's coming up. It's rearing its ugly head. Little diva, right?
I think what we're seeing, right, and I think ultimately, and no one knows the answer why Belichick and Brady, why they wanted to go their separate ways, but I think at the end of the day, you have to admit that they did.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
I think Brady kind of just like, hey,
I think Patriots did Tom Brady.
Yeah. What's the old line? Like, I'm not Joe something from Johnny Foxborough. I'm not the quarterback there. Stop beating up on me, coach. Stop using me as an example to get everyone else to fall in line.
But Teddy Bruschi said the same thing about film sessions.
Sure.
Lloyd Malloy, Ty Law.
Sure.
This is a Teddy Johnson. This is a reoccurring theme.
So, It's not happening to me, but it's easy for me to say that you should know that Belichick obviously doesn't think you're that. And you know what I mean?
You got to modify. If you're
Agreed.
Belichick, you can't talk to like Tom Brady, a 14-year veteran, like you talked to him when he was a 4th-year veteran.
Sure.
As a young man, you want him chasing it, right?
But I think like Belichick kind of always wanted to just like, just want to spark that little fire, just like the Packers did with, drafting Jordan Love. They sparked that little fire on Aaron Rodgers.
So you're going to get into an argument with Tom Brady over a practice ball with a special team guy that doesn't even make the team.
I think that's just who Belichick is. And I love him. And we're
all for
love him. By the way, he's denounced the Patriots and has taken Tampa as his own team. So you guys are in the same. You guys are in the same boat on this one. I'm
cool with it.
I'm by myself here. I'm by myself here on this one.
Yeah.
So and don't get me wrong. I'm all Brady and and Buccaneers are my second team, and I went ham for the Super Bowl last year for sure.
It's a hairline of a difference.
But it's you can't just like screw the Patriots. I don't want them winning anymore. No, that's.
I didn't.
No, not you. I'm sorry.
I root for the Patriots. I was pissed off. Listen to me. My brother was pissed off. My brother speaks to the Patriots. My brother loves Belichick. He says he's a New Jersey rock and roller. His sense of humor is unbelievable. He's a hot shit, awesome dude.
Last year at this time,
he was mad at Belichick that I mean, listen to me. The guy takes your franchise from $440 million to $4.6 billion. Okay, he takes you to places it's never been.
All right.
Right. All right. Hold on. Takes places it's never been, and we can't sign him to a 2-year guarantee contract.
Okay. Now this is where I'll stop you.
Okay.
Here is the $1 billion question because in this inflation, 1 million isn't what it used to be. Who's in the better spot right now, the Patriots or the Buccaneers? Would you trade Tom Brady for Mac Jones straight up right now?
If I was the Los Angeles Rams, I would, yeah.
No. You're the New England Patriots.
Well, no, of course not. Of course you don't do that now. I mean, but here's the deal.
So we suffered for a year.
So let me ask you. So let me ask you a question. All right, who's closer to a Super Bowl?
It's the Buccaneers.
Come on,
it's the Buccaneers.
But
I'll tell you right now. But I'll tell you right now, as we're speaking right now, that gap is closing. As we're speaking right now,
that's closing.
Yeah,
I would definitely agree with.
Yeah, he's got a 2-3 year window.
Not to mention, you got the NFC. All the best teams are in the NFC. The AFC's falling apart.
No, the NFC is falling apart too, my brother.
Well, yeah, okay, yeah, touche. Yeah, no. And
have you watched
Listen, I've had him number one.
Who is that cheerleader, fucking choir boy, fucking band leader? They got fucking coaching the Rams. What's his name?
McVay, yeah.
Sean McVay.
What's up with that dude? He's
They
like
got
his head on the fucking sidelines and acting like a fucking mascot, dude.
Well, remember when at halftime of the Buccaneers game, and he went in looked like he won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And okay, well, how come you didn't go into halftime? How come you didn't go into halftime, run, skipping, and jumping? Why didn't you do that? And when they came out of the halftime, where was the fight of your team? You got wollywopped.
They are fucked.
They are done. Fucked. And every week I've been here, I've said they're the number one team in football. Yeah. I was arguing with Riley one time. Yeah. I remember saying the Cardinals are undefeated.
No, Riley has them at number one too.
But I remember we were arguing Cardinals. Yeah. He said they're undefeated. I said, yeah, but I still like the Rams. I still like the Rams. Done. They're done. You saw Matt Stafford, little bit of pressure, right? What happened to that? Anus. It got a little tighter.
It's a copycat.
That's the guy, man.
Listen,
at the end of the day,
everything was sailing.
Copycat league. Once Mike Vrabel turned the dogs out on him, he hasn't been right since. That was only 2 weeks ago. But now that's the MO now. You pressure Matt Stafford, and now the
defense, just punch him in the mouth, run the ball.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God.
And what was it? What was I saying? Not Cooper Kupp, but the other receiver.
Oh, Woods is out. Yeah, Woods is out.
That was his safety.
That's huge.
You know what I mean?
And that explains why Beckham kind of because when I was at his house and when he signed there, I was like, Jesus, what's he going there for? Like that team's loaded. And then the next day, Woods has the ACL, and now it makes a little sense.
So now it's going to be interesting to see, who holds on. Certainly, I think the Pats are one of the hottest teams in the football.
Can we get this on record though? Like, would you trade Mac Jones for Tom Brady straight up right now?
I would. I mean, I always want Brady. So the answer to that is absolutely. I mean, you're the Patriots. You're trying
moving forward, not for 1 year, but for from this point moving forward.
At the end of the day, flags fly forever. So I would say, yeah, you want to take Brady. But I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think that the Patriots. I think that's part of the reason why Tom left because the Patriots, like on paper, they don't have the guys necessarily.
Well, but now they do.
Now they have more weapons than they've had.
I don't know. At the end of the day,
2 years ago, when he left, they did it. All right, Jimmy. Also, they also spent a shitload of money too.
Because they had a shitload of cap.
Okay, yeah.
They had the cap room to do it. They had to wait. They were in a
spent
bad.
$234 million. Brady only cost them 25.
Yeah, they had 60 something in cap room this year. So they're going to spend to the cap. They're not going to fall short $60 million.
Well, they have during Brady's tenure.
Not 60 million. They haven't even close. Not even close.
But they've been a couple of million shy of the cap.
Yeah, sure. And I think I think the Patriots were always a team that did the most trades at the deadline. I think they always kept a little bit of room just to sign guys that got released or traded and whatnot.
Pats are the hottest team in football. What more do I got to do?
Tennessee.
What
first.
more do I have to do? Because he's enjoying all of this.
I'm fucking loving this.
This is
What
the
are you,
fucking
nuts?
strategy coming in.
What do you think? You think I wanted to invite him here just for that? No, I wanted to do this publicly in front of everybody.
We need to hire him, so we got to be nice.
I don't have to be nice. He's my cousin. I don't have to be nice to him. You do.
The greater good. The greater good. Okay. We got some questions coming out of this week's football situation. And Atlanta beats the Saints, gets smashed by the Cowboys. The Saints in Tennessee play a great football game. Indy holds on against Jacksonville. The Browns, where everybody's down a week ago, they got smashed by the Patriots. The Bills look as bad as you can be and then as good as you could possibly look. Pittsburgh's got COVID issues all the way around.
Oh, that game, though. That was the worst football game of all time. I'd rather watch a 5-year-old's reception.
You got Tampa Bay coming off a bye week, losing to the Washington Redskins. You got Carolina smashing the shit out of Arizona.
That was nuts.
Okay, how anybody can make sense of the NFL is crazy.
San Francisco.
And if you're betting on it like I am, you're a fucking fool.
Yep.
Okay. You're an absolute fool.
San Francisco gets mollywopped by no Hopkins, no Murray.
Yeah.
Arizona Cardinals. Arizona
gets smashed by Carolina.
Sure. San Francisco smashes the Rams, who are the perceived best team in football. What? Up is down, down is up. Our pets' heads are falling off.
They got a great slogan, baby. Any given Sunday.
Yeah, it's never been more true this year.
That division's always fluky too. Those teams always find a way to beat each other, even when they're not very good.
But that's like, I mean, the Jets beating the Bengals, right? After everybody thought the Bengals was the bee's knees, and then you got all this. You got all this happening.
Patriots upcoming 4 games, right? I believe it's. I believe it's Atlanta.
Buffalo. Atlanta, Tennessee, I believe.
Buffalo, Tennessee, something like that, right? You got
Buffalo is Monday night on December 6th. So I think you got Atlanta, then Tennessee, and then Buffalo, I believe. But
so that's our next remote at Mason 21, December 6th, right? We doing it big?
Oh, that will be nuts.
We doing big? Pats and Buffalo?
I'm in.
All right.
I'm in. Yeah, I got it right here. So you got Falcons, Titans, Bills, Colts, Bills. Wow, that's a Colts are playing better now too.
Colts are one of the best teams in football.
Colts are playing. I mean, they again. We just talked about Matt Stafford. They're still Carson Wentz led.
Absolutely,
and he still wants to throw left-handed footballs,
and that's a problem. So, and the Cowboys still got Mike McCarthy, and
we'll see. The Colts are playing Buffalo this week.
Yeah,
so we'll see what happens there. The Patriots will have 10 days to prepare for Tennessee. That Buffalo game
at Buffalo
on a Monday night on the stage. That's the measuring stick.
Katie bar the door. Okay, we got some observations of the NFL. How do teams look so good and look so bad? Look so good one week and look so bad the next. The unpredictable NFL. Why is it so different than any other sport, Jimmy?
It's the motivation. Like, number one, you got 56 guys as opposed to, like, say, 5 on a court in basketball. Or I know 25 guys on baseball.
It's the ultimate team sport.
Ultimate team sport.
How about practice, attitude, and atmosphere?
It's a lot of culture. So one thing, again, my boy Belichick, I'm going to go back to it. He gets these guys to not take that step back very rarely. And when they do take a step back, they don't take 2 steps back with the Patriots teams consistently every year. So I think it's culture. Yeah. I think it's motivation. I think, I think like, so McVay for the Buccaneers game we just talking about, you can tell he was up for that game, man. When you're running, skipping down an aisle at halftime and your feet don't touch the ground at halftime walking in because you're so damn happy. Yeah. And then the next week, you don't come with that same energy. That feeds throughout. That feeds throughout the locker room.
I'm buying it.
It feeds throughout it.
Have you heard? I gotta go get some paperwork, but I got something I gotta read you that. Now this is something that I found out off of TikTok, and it's a new betting trend, and it's been tested for 2 years. Have you heard about it yet?
I have not, basically because I can't do the TikTok.
I sent it to you. I got it off of Yahoo Sports.
It was a TikTok.
These guys were like, they first put it on TikTok and explained it.
Are you a TikToker?
I can't even do the TikTok.
So you're getting
too old for
oh
TikTok.
wow, yeah. So you're getting to that age where you're starting to get. So it starts with the smaller things, and then sooner or later, like now, music, fashion. Like I'm done.
I haven't heard
I'm
a
in my
new
ways.
song that I liked in like 5 years. I don't remember the last time I heard a new song that was like, oh wow, this is good.
Not gonna lie, that new Ed Sheeran one is.
I get my
kind of catchy.
in Georgia. My man, what's his name? Bieber.
Not that one. There's a few. Not gonna lie.
The beat's hot.
Yeah.
The beat's hot. I have ad-libbed that song and I'm busting it out. I put my own remix to that. But
are we allowed to sing? By the way, shoot. I thought.
We were actually because we got kicked off one day copyright infringement because I sang an old school tune. Okay, now they've been doing this for 2 years. They announced it week 2 of this year. This is essentially what it is. Teams that don't cover
the week before,
playing teams that cover.
Oh, I like it.
Playing teams that cover the week before, okay? The percentage is like 68, 69% now. Let me read you week 2.
Sounds like someone's going to lose me a lot of money.
Hold on.
That trend will just shift the second.
Hold on. Week 2, 7-0.
Wow.
Week 3, 6-3.
What was what week specifically was when the Cowboys lost to the Broncos?
Well, I'm getting to that.
Because everyone got hammered that week.
Week 4, 7-3. Week 5, 5-2-1. Week 6, 3-3. Week 7, 1-2. Week 8, 3-0. The week before this week, they were 7-3. Right?
Okay.
This week, here are the picks.
Oh, geez.
Right? They go 4-2. Raiders versus KC, they lose. The Eagles in Denver, the Saints in Tennessee, the Panthers, and the Cowboys all come home and cover.
And that's against the spread, correct? Like not money lines or anything.
And that's against the spread. And the Ravens lay an egg in Miami. So this week they're 5-2. And it all goes back. Their theory is how teams, if they're playing teams that are covering, blowing people out, there's a height. They don't want to get embarrassed. They're pro athletes. It goes all about the practice dynamic in the locker room dynamic. So
do we have the slate of games this week?
We do not, but we will.
Okay.
But we will.
All right.
If you want some homework.
Yeah.
Can your 11-year-old handle that? Or your 9-year-old?
12-year-old. No, I don't want him dabbling that. I don't want
that's
him
the worst
dabbling
fucking thing.
I'm raising hooligans, but not that.
I was going to say, he's going to end up like me, 'cause that's exactly what
I got a great gambling track. No, son, no.
I was gambling before I could walk.
He's on TikTok, that little son of a bitch, by the way. I was like, what the hell? He sends me these things. I'm like, that's stupid. I tell him, I love it.
Yeah, good. Okay. What's the Pats destroy Browns? Offensive, defensive run all cylinders. Complimentary football. They lead the league in interceptions. They're physical. They're getting after the quarterback.
This is one of our games.
What?
Falcons didn't cover. Patriots covered.
Yeah.
Right off the bat, Thursday night, we have one.
Yeah. I'm still betting the Patriots.
Yeah, that's why we'll lose.
I'm still taking the Pats. What's the ceiling for them?
The Pats?
Yeah.
You look at the landscape of the AFC. All right, here we go. You ready for this shit? Yeah. Here we go. I didn't want to do this early, but we'll do it. So you look at the landscape of the AFC. Now, in the past, you want to buy. There's only one of those now. Yeah. You don't want to see New England in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
They've proven that they can play with anybody.
Sure.
They didn't beat Tampa. They didn't beat Dallas. Two of the better teams in the NFL. Yeah. We'll see what they do coming up with Tennessee, Buffalo, and all that as we talk about. They can play with anybody.
Well, you're right.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, I mean, just by those standards.
They're trending
And they're only getting better. And I said
trending upward.
Last time I was here,
powers are trending downward.
Exactly. Last time I was here, I said this team's going to get better every week, especially after they get their bye and all that stuff. Yeah. Now you got to stay healthy, right? Getting Trent Brown back was huge.
You got to survive success. Huge. You got to handle success the proper way.
Exactly. And so rookie quarterback, but I mean, he's dealt with that, right?
Yeah,
he's been he was the top dog for 4 years over there,
as close as you can be.
Exactly. So can they get to a Super Bowl? Sure. And then you're in that game. Who's the best coach of all time and coaching that one game?
The odds would be a Tampa Bay Patriots Super Bowl.
Oh, see, I don't know if my brain could handle that. Now, if that happens, I am making fun of Tom Brady's hair. I'm making fun of his supermodel. I'm gonna resort to all the Brady haters, everybody that has hated Brady, everything they've said.
How'd that work out for them, Jim?
Why would you want to join? Why would you want to join? Because I'm New England, baby.
Why would you want to join a losing team?
I'm just saying.
Why would you want to go there?
People did the same thing last year. It did not work for them.
No. Yeah, but that's different though, because I'm still a Brady guy. But for that one day, like when they played this year, that one day, I was like, nope, screw you, pal. Now this is going to be a 2-week thing.
And we'll give you a greatest Patriot fan of all time award. But there are some things you don't do in life.
With my Smarting award too, I like it.
You don't tug on Superman's cape. You don't spit in the wind. You don't pull a mask off the Lone Ranger, and you don't hate on Tom Brady.
Listen.
You'll be Max Kellerman. Is that what you want to do? You want to hear what Max Kellerman is?
Listen, Belichick's...
Look for the cliff. Where's the cliff?
He just hit you with a stone. Look at your face. Look at you. Yeah, you don't know. Max Kellerman.
That cliff's coming. That cliff's coming.
He hit you with the Max Kellerman bomb.
42-4.
Belichick's he's gonna wear the green sweatshirt, and that sweatshirt's gonna be made of kryptonite that day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? Oh, what's he gonna wear? What color sweatshirt he's gonna wear? It's gonna be fucking green, and it's gonna be made of kryptonite.
Sure.
I can't. Oh my god! Yeah, I don't want that happening though. I will openly.
I
don't know which team. Say both.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I guarantee you the Las Vegas odds of that happening.
That would be the biggest game in the history of games, right? I mean,
just this homecoming to New England this year was like the second or third biggest Monday night rated game.
Yeah. So and I'm not wearing. So the whole 2 weeks of preparation and all that stuff, I might put pants on like 3 times.
Yeah, and you got to remember about television ratings.
That'll be no pants.
People watch on their phones now.
Yeah.
That doesn't account for people watching it in their man caves. And how many guys are on the TV?
You sound like the guy from Anchorman. We're number 2. That doesn't. People with 2 televisions in their house. You ever see that movie?
No.
Oh, come on.
Come on. No, I have seen it.
Vince Vaughn's character, when he's like, it doesn't, because he calls him number 2.
Yeah.
He's like, those ratings are skewed. Anyway, that would be monster game.
Can we look up the odds on that happening on your phone right now?
So I don't know.
They gotta have it.
Like you can bet both teams to make it, right? But
would be, I don't know, it'd be tough. I'm sure you can do it in Vegas because they take literally.
We have to go on remote, on site.
Listen, we'll go to we're in Super Bowl this year in LA.
Los Angeles. Yeah.
I got friends out there.
God, I hate LA, but
I got my people down in Georgia. I got some.
So, like I said, like I was saying, AFC. If both teams are in the championship games, and the Patriots win the first game and they're on before, I'm not sure what the schedule is, and you got like Bucks, whoever, I don't even care. I'm rooting for the other team because I can't have that happen. Right?
Why?
Because I can't have the Patriots play
the
Bucks.
Podcast business.
I'd lose my mind. I'd lose it.
That's right. That's perfectly. Just make sure you stare into that camera every second that you're losing.
Well, listen, it'd be a good thing you only see from the waist up because I wouldn't be wearing pants. I'll tell you that right now.
KC offense finally exposing up their swag back. They said they're going to tighten.
No swag back.
3rd and 1, 4th. Yeah, they did. I watched the game. No.
He was throwing up prayers.
No.
The Raiders are feeling the effects of losing Gruden now. They are coming back down.
You didn't think it was Kansas City's best game of the year, Jimmy? Come on.
Kansas. Who did they play the opening night? They looked pretty legit opening night, I remember. I want to say.
I don't know.
I have to look it up.
Yeah.
I want to say they look pretty good opening night. But, I mean, they look better than the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Absolutely.
Now, again.
No,
Cowboys this week.
They're beatable. We'll see what happens. Now, the Cowboys, they destroy Atlanta. But how do they lay an egg? Immaturity. And I'll tell you something now. I'm not sold on their coach, man.
No, who can be?
I'm not sold on that.
Who can be? And that's the thing now. So, like, you're right, though, because I did say a lot of the teams in the NFC were the, that's where the cream of the crop was. But you're right. They are all coming back down. The Cowboys took a step up. I definitely put them ahead of the Rams right now.
Chief opens up against the Browns this year. Rematch from the playoffs. It was another tight game, 33-29. Chiefs won.
Yeah. I mean, I think the defense ultimately is always going to stink for Kansas City, but I think offensively they look natural.
The defense is getting better. I'm telling you, Indiana's going to coach them up. I wouldn't dismiss.
And I'll never dismiss Kansas City.
They were the front of the line for a Super Bowl like they have been for the last 4 years? No. If they got there, would I be shocked? No. Okay.
Mahomes has to do a better job of taking what the defense gives him.
Well, that
he passes up so many.
I'll tell you, every time I see him interviewed, he says the right thing, and I believe him.
You got to show it though at some point. You can't just keep saying it in interviews.
Rodgers, back in Green Bay, right? A lot of people talking that the Super Bowl is going to come through Lambeau. It's looking that way right now. Okay, it's looking that way now. Are you buying Green Bay being the best team in the NFC right now?
I mean, if that defense, they just shut out Russell Wilson. They shut Mahomes down completely. If Jordan Love, I think he doesn't realize he's left-handed. He's still throwing footballs right-handed for whatever reason.
Yeah.
They win that game. They held Kansas City to 13. The following week, you follow that up with a goose egg. I know Russell Wilson coming off injury. Sure. Now Jones is out for a couple weeks, but I think Dillon looks good. I think you have to put them, if not 1-2 in the NFL.
Yeah, I agree. Does Aaron Rodgers have to win those Super Bowl to make his resume complete?
Yes, absolutely.
So do I.
Absolutely.
To match that talent, I would say so.
So people still want to put him up there in the upper echelon of quarterbacks in the all-time pantheon of greats.
Without question.
Okay?
Without question.
For me, all right, so does he get one limping like Manning did, and does that put him ahead of Manning? Because Manning, that last one.
At the end of the day, they don't remember the limp. They remember the title.
Yeah, true story. I think he definitely needs it.
I'm with you.
Yeah,
I'm with you. Yeah. Aaron Rodgers gets a little choked up. The man who
I missed that.
Doesn't need his family, makes his mother pay for a ticket. I love him. He's made me more money than any other professional athlete. I'm betting on him. I think he's the most physically talented quarterback I've ever seen in my life. He's a freak for what he does with his size and his build. But the guy's a quirky guy. I liked his last public statement, taking responsibility for the fuckery that he
he no doubt, and I'm kind of with him on some things, but to say that he didn't lie about it, that's one he should have just owned, because you're up there saying.
He did own it. His last one he released, I believe it was.
Sure, but that should have just came out the first time, because you got busted. You had to do it. The internet is real, man. We got receipts for everything here. Just own it. I don't understand the big deal. It's and I get why he lied about it too, because he doesn't want everybody all up in his business and are you this and have everybody ask him that question every week.
When you play for a team, you have responsibilities outside of yourself. We can agree with that, correct?
I understand that.
And if you're ever going to be in a hot zone of a virus, it's going to be in the locker room.
He should have just kept his mouth shut, and then he should have owned it the second time. But.
So he gets this a little teary-eyed.
I missed that, though. I didn't see that.
You didn't see that? You haven't heard about it?
Well, I'm sure he's been the talk of conversation nationally.
Aaron Rodgers needs to stay in Green Bay.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. He has them by the balls now because he saw that Jordan Love.
Any agent worth their salt needs him to stay there, because I think that's the best and quickest path to another Super Bowl title. And playing for 1 year with a historic franchise like that.
But that's us talking in, what are we, in week 11? That's us talking now. Who's to say there's not a questionable decision like last year, the going for it on the fourth down? It just doesn't piss him off. He might be falling back in love with it. No,
time the fuck out, okay? If Aaron Rodgers doesn't agree with the fourth down call,
something like that, yeah.
Then I tell the coach, no, we're doing it my way. Give me the ball.
Yeah.
Totally.
And you would think, but if the coach fights him on it,
totally. What is that called? Insubordination. All right. I don't care if he's going to go to the brig. I don't care if he's going to eat. I don't know.
But a situation arises like that can always happen.
Yeah, absolutely. And then if you do that, let me tell you something.
So he was the MVP last year.
I can't believe Aaron Rodgers gave the ball up and went to the sidelines. I am not leaving the fucking field, Jimmy.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
I'm telling you something right now. I work too hard. I'm Aaron Rodgers. I've been here before. We're going against the goal. We're going to give fucking Tom Brady the ball. You're going to take the ball out of my hands.
Exactly.
Give it to the goal. right?
But that
I'm the
speaks
best
to his.
woman in football. You're going to give it to the GOAT because you think your defense is going to make a play.
But I think that speaks to
Come
his
on,
character.
brother.
That
Come on,
speaks to
speak
his
to their
character
ego.
again.
What?
That speaks to his character again because he did come off the field. And he didn't come off the field. I don't remember him coming off the field all hot and throwing things like Brady would have been MFing everybody up and down that sideline. And he never would have came off the field.
No, but instead Rodgers will sulk and let it fester and not show up for 4 fucking months.
And I say ultimately,
You know what I mean?
the week 11 player of our lifetimes is always Aaron Rodgers, but when push comes to shove, he always takes that step back
I don't want
in
to
the
hear
playoffs when it
Aaron
counts.
Rodgers is until there's 4 teams left in football.
Exactly, and his numbers in national NFC Championship games are brutal.
Yeah.
Brutal.
I still want to see him though. He's a talent unlike any other one of them. But is he the GOAT? No, we know what that guy is.
He's not even close.
At the end of the day, we went to Lambeau last year. We got it done. We'll do it again this year.
See, when he says he's saying we when it comes to
I
Bucs
feel
already.
you, brother. I feel you. Tom Brady till he's done.
That's right. Till the wheels fall off.
Till the wheels fall
It's gonna be
off.
hot. Every statement you make, all right. So Patriots, Bucs, Super Bowl. Getting back to that, you have a real hard time coming back to the Pat side of things. Going full ham. You can go half ham, but you can't go full ham.
Let me make it perfectly clear, okay? I approach this podcast with a journalistic mentality, okay? So I disclose who I'm rooting for. But my journalist eyes and my experienced eyes are seeing this Pats team come together. So just because if guys like you put me in timeout because of Tom Brady, I'm to make no mistake, I'm with Tom Brady. But this Patriots team is fun to watch. They're my second favorite team, and I can do that.
But I'm saying if they played in the Super Bowl and you go full ham, Buccaneers, like we won, right? Or whatever. Coming back over to that picket line, would be like,
Jimmy, I don't drink half-ass. I don't get high half-ass. I don't fuck half-ass. I don't do a fucking thing half-ass. So you know where I'm going to be. But I'll tell you something now. If the Patriots are in there, I'll be fucking wooting howling for that.
What's that? The Green Mile. That's what they call that, right? That long walk back over to us afterwards. And then you'll get to the gates. You'll get to the gates of Belichick and we'll go,
See, it wouldn't kill
will
me.
you allow you?
Oh, that would kill me.
Will we allow you back in?
I wouldn't even be able to
have
show
a
my face in my own family's house.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, I wouldn't be allowed at my father's house. I
Okay.
wouldn't be allowed anywhere in my family.
The gates of Belichick.
It would be awful.
A little Gordon Gekko here. We're going to buy or sell. Pats are legit threat to Bills for the division title.
Bye.
Absolutely. Buy. You buying that?
I'm buying it. I'm definitely buying it.
Baker Mayfield is the future quarterback for the Cleveland Browns.
Is this his 5th year? Did they pick up that option?
Yes.
This is his 5th year. So he's a free agent at the end of the year. I'm gonna say bye. I think he's gonna be there.
I'm a huge Baker guy, but
Zach Wilson as the quarterback of the future for the Jets.
I mean, he's gonna be there the next 2 years, but he ain't gonna be around much longer after
So you're
that.
selling
big
that.
sell.
Rams.
No, there's nobody touting the Rams more than me.
So
And after last night, I just don't know how. There's zero testicles.
yeah,
Zero.
no continuity.
Where are the Bolinas? Where are
That's
they?
what happens when you
down
try
to
to.
the- I don't sell
That's
them
what
around, I
happens
sell them
when
at
you.
Stafford.
That's what happens when you try to throw a bunch of superstars together and not an amazing leader like Tom Brady to make it all work.
What he just said, he's selling on Stafford, not the Rams. I agree with that, but also that defense just got pushed around and manhandled. And so
And
you're
their
going
offensive line sucks.
and eventually you're going to run into one of those teams that can manhandle it when it counts. And the Patriots being one of those teams, right? Like the Patriots can run right through you.
Daniel Jones, Giants QB of the future.
Sell.
I'm buying it. Something I like about the kid. Aaron Rodgers staying in Green Bay. Buying.
Week 11 buy. At the end of the season, sell. So sell.
Tom Brady in the Bucs getting to the NFC Championship game.
Bye.
I just hate where they're going, but buy. They'll get healthy. Yeah, buy.
Trade Jason Tatum.
Sell.
Buy it. Cash it to the bank. That kid's a loser.
No.
He's a loser. He's a great talent. The kid is a born loser.
So off this puppy shit like
what you just said, though, the key word was kid.
Jaylen Brown. He's not a kid no more.
Kid.
Not a kid no more.
Is he 23?
Come on, this time last year, coming out of the bubble, we were talking about them being world champions. They wouldn't be in the playoffs today.
It's a talent-led league. You can't get rid of your most talented player.
Jaylen Brown, buy or sell?
Buy.
Marcus Smart.
Big buy. Oh, okay, here we go. Like, so I told you that me and him disagree on like a lot, and this because he likes Kansas, and he for some reason, I guess Marcus Smart did a cartwheel.
No,
he went to Kansas State.
No. He went to Oklahoma State.
Oh, he did a cartwheel on Kansas sacred
He
ground.
was a certified punk all through college.
Well, we know that. We know that.
He punched a couple of fans.
We know that.
Spinning a couple of cops.
Yeah, he kicked the old guy. Did he kick an old guy?
He haunted me when he played at Oklahoma State. I hate the Cowboys. I've never been a Marcus Smart fan. I think he's one of the most overrated players in the league.
There you go.
And I love him because he's the only team with he's the only guy on the team with balls.
Sell the Celtics coach selling fast.
Yeah, that Cavaliers game. Just when you think they're moving in the right direction and they're winning a couple
they
games.
They struggled to win against Cleveland again last night.
Sell for what's the question? Can we get a bag of basketballs?
Portugal qualifying for the World Cup.
Buy. They
better buy.
Listen, the gods, the FIFA gods.
Yeah.
Actually, I shouldn't get across my head. The FIFA gods, they want Ronaldo in this tournament. They will get Ronaldo in this tournament.
Send them old Portuguese wearing black into Santa Cristo en masse to pray for Portugal to get into the World Cup. I am the Hurricane. It's my man, Jimmy Hilario. My man, what's your name again? One more time. Did a great job. Nick Soares. That's how we do it. BadCatz Sport Podcast. Peace.
Let's go.
Tough to beat that, fellas.
Tough
to beat that for entertainment value. I mean, how I don't know. I don't know how you get much better than that.
I like it.